really does look that way at times. How about that now? What a sensational finish.
Oh, got to be able to get some hang time to do that.
Yeah, you got to rise and levitate.
Suspend yourself.
Yeah, levitate.
And glide. And glide. You got to glide in and reverse it home. So sweet.
Durant with a wide open look. A three-pointer, no good.
Boy, I'm shocked he didn't make that one. He usually knocks that one down with ease. And the defense fouling there to prevent that layup, forcing 2 free throws here.
Nice job that time of attacking the paint and drawing the contact. They'll take that.
DeAndre Jordan has always had a knack for the incredible, and it usually manifests itself in his dunks or blocks. But last year he committed himself more on the defensive end, and it really made a difference for him.
And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. Westbrook passes to Perkins. Outside Jackson. No good with the triple. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Redick dishes to Jordan. And there's the pass to Griffin. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. Griffin's got his first basket. You think about defense, Clark, and it isn't just how many shots you block. Jordan really seemed to focus on the little things that go into being successful defensively.
And I think that's a tribute to Doc Rivers, who actually emphasized some of those little things that would help Jordan elevate his game and his team. And to Jordan's credit, he took heed and made significant improvements.
And that one's good.
Reggie Jackson for 2.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. Here's Redick. It's stolen by Ibaka. Outside Westbrook. It's tipped and stolen by Barnes. And now Redick pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
Well, that's why they're on the lead. Aggressive play at both ends. Very nicely done there.
Yeah, absolutely. They made the steal pay dividends instantly in the open floor.
And Westbrook, here we go. Step back shot. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Now here's Redick. Down low, here's Paul. Drops in the layup for 2.
Well, he wasn't fazed at all by the bigger man on him, and on the low block, I thought he might be.
You know, Steve, I thought maybe he'd prefer to bring him out to the perimeter, but whatever works, go to it. Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
And Jordan gets it to go.
I tell you what, fellas, we're seeing some really good ball moving out there.
Yeah, well, 10 of their last 12 points have come off of assists.
Clippers were already an above-average defensive team when Coach Doc Rivers took over, but he wanted to see them guard the three-point line a little better and improve their transition defense as well.
Now here's Jordan. Can't hit. Ibaka with some nice D.
Well, one of his issues is he's a player that just does not excel at fighting through contact on his way to the rim.
Westbrook, no good.
A poor shooting from him this quarter. His shooting percentage nowhere near where he'd like it to be.
Outside for Griffin. Nobody near Barnes. A three-pointer off the mark. And they're trailing by 6. Here's Jackson. That's good, and a nice assist from Durant. Jackson's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Boy, great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, it sure was. He made a beeline for the bucket as soon as they got the ball. Right away, straight to the rim.
And the Clippers decide to take their first time out here.
So much has been made about whether this is Durant's team or Westbrook's team, but in reality, I think it's both of their teams. I mean, Durant does what he does. He's an elite scorer, as is Westbrook. They couldn't be the team they are, the Thunder, without both of those guys being excellent and leading the way they do.
And the Thunder going with the whole new group out there. For the Clippers, Clippers leading by 4. Crawford outside. The 17-footer. And that one hits back iron. Yeah, guys, a lot of people thought that Durant would blossom with more of the offensive focus on him. But, Steve, the Thunder had showed they're not the same team and struggled when Westbrook was out.
Well, and it really shouldn't be a surprise to anyone because, Westbrook's an elite talent in this league, and you remove him from any team, it'll hurt. I think it was people speculating how much Durant could carry this team on his own, but, the fact of the matter is Durant needs Westbrook and vice versa.
Here's Lamb. 54 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Morrow. Releases. No good from Lamb.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
Yeah, it's a physical game, and so far the numbers show that they've got the edge on the glass.
Spencer Hawes, an early candidate last season for most improved player, but his hot shooting steadily tailed off, Steve, with the Sixers last year.
Yeah, month after month, you know, his field goal percentage and three-point percentage has dropped. But I thought he found new life when he was traded to the Cavs. Remember, when you're on a bad team, you're losing night after night. It can be disheartening. I think that might have been some of what we saw with Hawes and his numbers declining.
And Hawes a free agent this offseason. Playing well over the last 3 seasons, he was a safe bet to get a nice new contract. Big guys with his skill level, they get paid in this league.
Crawford, no one around him. And again, it's the Clippers missing. And they're trailing by 6. Inside, deflects the pass. Now Farmo. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Here's Davis, and the shot is good.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
Well, it's become one of the stories of the first half, Clark, just piling up points in the paint.
Here's Adams, and that's not going to go. And so the first quarter wraps up without too much action on the scoreboard. Clippers lead by 8. We'll get things started in the second quarter when we return. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for Los Angeles.
You know, guys, we've really seen them do a lot of damage in the paint so far.
And the other thing we're seeing is great ball movement. We're seeing a lot of good offensive execution, ball movement, player movement, setting up assists.
Nick Collison out there with Steven Adams. Then there's Anthony Morrow. Then it's Jeremy Lamb. And it's Jones in at the 3 spot. That's the lineup out there for the Thunder. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, Kevin, there is no question that Chris Paul has been the leader wherever he's gone. He demands a lot from his teammates, but they respect his passion. Paul has no time for anyone who feels they don't need to work. He doesn't like guys who take things for granted. Certainly not someone to rest on his laurels, gentlemen.
Holding everyone accountable, Doris. Thanks. Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. Durant's checked in for Perry Jones. Reggie Jackson comes in for Anthony Morrow. And Russell Westbrook is subbed in for Lamb. The Clippers also making some changes. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Hawes. Barnes comes in for Jared Dudley. And Paul subbed in for Jordan Farmar. The Thunder, and especially Kevin Durant, seem to be on the clock for when are they going to win a title. But they still haven't closed the deal yet.
And, Kevin, there's no guarantee that you'll win a title. Even if you are a really good team with star players, it just doesn't always automatically happen. I mean, that's not a given, even though they're chipping away at it and they've made some great progress over the last 4 or 5 years. Those things are hard to get.
Oklahoma City shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
Well, you look at the numbers from a season ago. This team shot about 81% as a unit. Very impressive.
You know, Kevin, they would love to post a similar percentage again this season. I mean, I think that's safe to say they'd love to shoot free throws as well as they did a year ago.
Now here's Paul. Here's Barnes. Another shot. That shot by Griffin, no good.
That was a layup. And you've got to knock that down. You've got to convert when you get those opportunities.
Off his leg, and the official saying it was kicked. J.J. Redick's checked in for Los Angeles. Clippers on defense. Durant kicks to Jackson. He dishes it to Westbrook. It's Durant with the drive and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And to your point about the Thunder, I'm not sure if they're missing anything roster-wise. Up and down, there are very few holes for this team.
And, you know, going back to what you said about the Thunder, they have the stars and the depth, but maybe adding a few more veterans here and there could help them stay tougher in close games. I think that's the one area they're looking to improve in, more veteran leadership and toughness.
Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Paul with the ball. Westbrook picks him up. Paul against Westbrook. Shoots from the high post. Hits the front of the rim and out.
You just assume he's going to knock those down when he's as open as he was there.
Durant kicks to Westbrook. Pulls up. That doesn't go either for Durant.
Well, that was not a smart play there. That's a wild shot. They can get something better.
No, that's not smart basketball. He should have passed that shot up.
Redick with the bucket.
And he should thank the defense for those 2 points. Really, nobody paid him any mind there.
Thunder trailing by 8. Here's Jackson, and he jams it with authority. That's a mammoth dunk for someone who's far from the biggest guy out there on the floor.
Yeah, perhaps that'll give them the boost they're looking for to get out of the hole here.
Yeah, it should. I mean, if that doesn't fire them up, I don't know what will.
Also, Westbrook returning last season from a torn meniscus suffered in the first round, Steve, of the 2013 playoffs.
Yeah, and you know, the injury ended up requiring 3 different surgeries over an 8-month span, so a real scare for the Thunder. Fortunately, he came back and looked fantastic in the playoffs, and so there's less concern now over Westbrook's long-term health.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
And Westbrook is a player not only known for his explosiveness, but also his durability. He hadn't missed a game due to injury ever, dating back to high school. But a freak accident, that collision with Patrick Beverley, really took it out of his hands in terms of his consecutive games played streak.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Clippers leading by 4.
And for Westbrook, the prognosis from his meniscus repair is supposed to be good. He certainly looked explosive. Here's hoping that knee remains healthy. You'd love to see a great player at his best.
Well, Jordan Farmar spent a season playing in Turkey on a lucrative contract, but missed the NBA. And he came back to his hometown of LA last season playing with his old team, the Lakers. Now settled in with their crosstown rivals, the Clippers.
Outside Durant from the arc. No good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Great D that time from Collison.
Oh, perfect opportunity to finish the break, and he blows it.
Okay, Steve, you have to be able to finish off plays like that. It's a must.
Jackson. Again, the miss by Jackson. And Farmar battling injuries last season along with all the other Laker point guards, but when healthy, He's a player.
I agree. Athletic and with quickness to defend. A pretty good mix between scoring and playmaking.